Welcome, everybody, to another episode of Books and Betches. I'm Kristin, and with me I have...
Erica.
Maria, why'd you say your name like that?
I don't know.
I don't know.
She's losing
Give it some... Hassa.
This is a book podcast. We swear, we spoil, we talk about sex, we suck at podcasting. So thanks for being here.
Welcome.
We're doing a book this week.
Wow, no way. Book podcast. Doing a book.
Who would have thought?
Novel.
Well, sometimes we don't. Sometimes...
Florals in the spring.
No. Erica, no. No. All right, this week we're doing an alien book. And Erica, how many alien books, if you had to guess, how many alien books have you read in your lifetime? I'm not even just talking smutty, like an alien appeared in the book. How many of them would you say?
So I've read pretty much of Ruby Dixon's entire backlist, which
Not like 20.
I think is upwards to like 40. And I've read Zoey Draven's entire backlist, which again, like I think is upwards to like 20. I would put that number. Okay, so I think I've read. Wait, let me look at my total book count since I've started reading in 2020.
Oh God.
I've read 1,125 books.
Since 2020?
Damn.
Are you lying?
No.
11?
There was depression in there.
Yeah.
Remember that like real bad era? Yeah.
Those are all books that you've read from 2020, not like books you've added from before your time.
Those are all.
1,100.
Is that a lot?
I haven't.
Astronomical.
I feel like that, like,
I can't even. I don't think I'll read 1,100 books in my life. Genuinely.
Because if I think about it, I've read
think I will.
maybe if we're consistent the last 2 years, 2 to 3, 50 to 60 a year, right? So that's
I know, but
maybe 200 books.
I don't.
in
I
4
think
years?
I think 1 year I read 200.
That's right.
Right. Remember? Yeah. I mean, a lot of them are short, and they're fucking these alien books.
I mean, still, it doesn't matter if they're short or alien books. To me, it's a lot.
It is a lot.
Like last year, I only read 150.
Only 150.
All right.
no, I'm
so
just
out of the
saying.
1,100, would you say like 25% of those are alien?
I would put it upwards to like 35-40% now.
Damn.
Because I would say like the majority of the books that I read the last 2 years even were probably alien or sci-fi. And I don't know.
Did you see yourself going down that path, like the sci-fi path?
I'm not surprised because I've always liked like the Star Wars, not Star Wars. What was the old school one? Star Trek, and like like shit our parents watched. Like my dad used to watch all those like fucking. I don't remember the shows.
Doctor Who's a good one.
Battlestar Galactica.
No, like just I don't know. I do like sci-fi, and it's like urban fantasy's like dirty cousin. You know what I mean? Like it's
I feel like all these.
That's a statement.
Do they not just all kind of blend? They do blend together because one time you got a whole book wrong.
Yeah,
so.
for sure they blend together.
Yeah. But like
it's like
you're
comfort
good
reads.
Okay, comfort. I like that. That's a good.
Yeah.
Good point.
Yeah.
Will you ever write an alien book?
So the reason that I've always kind of like I started a fantasy book and I was like, this is so fucking hard. The reason that it's so hard to do outside of like contemporary is you have to build a world.
Yeah, of course.
You have to build a world. You have to build the rules. You have to like
build a lore.
Build a lore. Like you have to make it make sense in like a way that like, why are these people here? How are they getting there? Like, why are they
Especially
like
for the reader to care?
Yeah.
And then on top of all of that, like fantasy wise, that's all of fantasy, like including the sci-fi genre. Now you also have to make it make sense scientifically.
Right. And it doesn't usually though.
Yeah, because like
often it does not.
A lot of times it does. Like they have to like at some point you have to explain like how are they okay on this earth, on this planet?
Right.
How are they
I see what you're
okay?
saying. Yeah,
What is the technology? What is like you know what I mean? Like Ice Planet Barbarians. I think that that's brilliant because she dumbed it down, right? She made it like easy, simple.
Agree.
Not advanced technology.
Agree. You got an earpiece and now we know what you're saying.
Yeah, exactly. Or like, no, there was a crashed ship and like we uploaded like, you know what I mean? Right? So, but other books that I've read they have advanced science and you have to like explain that and like that makes it easy for the reader to be like, oh yeah, that makes sense. Like,
correct.
And you're not constantly being like, oh, really? Is that like how we're going to do it? Like you have to make it feel like good and right. And it's hard.
All of that to say, so you've read 1,100 books, 35-ish% of that probably aliens. Out of every single alien book that you have read, you chose one for us to read to this time for the podcast. And what was the book that we read? What was it called?
Aliens?
The Aliens Claim by Zoey Draven.
The Aliens Claim by Zoey Draven.
So part of it...
Stop! I'm not done. Ooh. Because I discovered something yesterday.
I'm sorry. I
discovered something yesterday that I didn't know going into this.
What?
Eric, I have a question. Is this book 8 in a series?
For sure.
You said, you came to this podcast and you said, oh, we're going to read an alien smut book. I was like, great. Really enjoyed Ice Planet Barbarian. Let's go. You know, I don't get enough alien smut in my life. You handed me this book. Fine. I'm reading it. I'm like, I feel like I'm missing something. I don't know what the fuck the golden... I thought we were talking about California. We'll get into that. We don't have to go there. And I'm texting Maria separately because I was like, did you finish this alien book? And she was like, yeah, I just finished. I was like, I got to be honest, I don't really care for this alien book. I don't know what's going on. And Maria responded, that's probably because it's book 8. And I went, I'm sorry.
In all caps. Maria, what?
What a fucked up thing to do.
I definitely told you guys that it was...
No, you didn't.
Yes,
you didn't tell me that.
She did.
Or I wasn't listening because...
I was aware from the beginning. I was like, all right.
Where did she say this? In text?
I think when she gave us the title, it just has book number 8 next to it on Goodreads.
I didn't even... Bro, I had no fucking clue, and I wish I knew that going in.
You can read these books out of order.
You absolutely... I got the picture, but I was not invested in the story at all. I'm sorry. And this is the first time where I was like, this is good writing and a story that I don't care for, but I have notes and things I want to ask you and we'll get into it. But I just can't believe you took your perverted fucking weird thing that you do in your life that I already am mad at and make fun of, and you pushed it on me without my permission.
So
that's the best part.
The reason I did it is because a lot of times with these alien books, the first book is not always that good.
That's like not good. That's not a good
because
thing.
it's like setting like
oh, it's the world building.
Up all of this world building. It's setting up all of these storylines.
Yeah, the important shit.
So like the subsequent books are way better story-wise.
But it's very confusing.
But they always like wrap around enough for you to get it.
Like not really, no. I was so lost at the end of it. Yeah, Maria.
Don't put me in the
Maria.
middle. I did come across some moments where I was like, okay, so what is the lore? Like, what is the meaning of this? Like, why? Where are you going? I was just like, why is this happening this way? Or because, like, for example, in the beginning of this, she's already been captured, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
We missed the entire moment where she got captured in like a previous book.
Yeah.
So it keeps going back to like the flashback. I'm sorry, we're going to 6 seconds in a minute.
Yeah, that sometimes happens in general, though. Like you get
flashbacks of like different.
No, you start at their capture or like whatever.
But you have a backstory. Let's do the 60-second.
Who's doing it?
You can, Kristin.
No, I can't.
No, you can.
No, I genuinely can't. I don't know anything about. All I know is the like kind of the love story. You got to do it. You'll get nothing out of it.
Maria will do it.
Maria,
that's not fair to me.
Because I'm gonna have to do the other ones.
What other?
Are
ones?
you?
I'm gonna have to. Well, we haven't done it yet, but
yeah.
Here, you want me to?
You're gonna do
I'm gonna have to do Crescent City.
Do you want me to
I'm
do
gonna
it?
have to do probably.
Here, I'll do it. Fine.
Okay,
let's do it.
Yeah, you just finished it.
Give me a 60.
Oh.
Give me a clock. I don't know anything about their
Give me a clock.
Alienness.
How about you let them know what
I
this is?
also read this. I did at the beginning. What would say the name of it again?
Aliens.
The Aliens Claim.
The Aliens Claim.
Remind the listener what we do here.
Oh.
Oh my god.
If you're new to this podcast, we do this thing where we attempt to explain the entire plot summary of a book in 60 seconds or less. This week, I'm going to do the Aliens Claim book 8. In what series?
Luxuria series.
Oh, God. Isn't that her name?
No, her name is Erin.
Well, it's Erin, but he calls her Luxuria.
Luxana is what he calls her.
Luxana.
Okay.
All right, you ready?
Yeah, I mean,
3,
wait. Warning, you're not going to get anything out of this 60 second. You're going to want to
They never do.
Okay, great.
3, 2.
Erin is abducted with a couple other friends in the Golden City, whatever the fuck that is, from an alien named Jaxar. Jaxar is super hot. You know the deal. They're aliens. They have spiky dicks. They're hot as fuck. By spiky, I mean maybe lumpy. I don't know. He's got horns too, and he's horny. Brings her back to his planet. He's on the run from these fucking Mediracs, and they want to like make this deal. There's something involved with crystals and pregnant women that I don't understand. He's got like a twin brother
30 seconds.
who must not actually be his twin because Aaron couldn't tell them that they were brothers at the beginning. I thought they were twins.
No.
Oh, they got the same eyes.
You got 20 seconds.
Well, that sucks. He's on the run from the Medirax. He's about to like give this girl up, but he is his mate. And obviously they like fall in love throughout all of it. Somehow around the
10
time he decides like, no, I want you forever. And doesn't give her up. She's pregnant. Some stuff happens at the end. They end up together in the end. You know how all these things happen.
3, 2,
hot
1.
alien, hot girl. That's it.
All right. I mean, you did pretty well.
I don't know. I don't get the story.
Okay.
Yeah.
The main premise is their people can't have kids, or
there's like a vaccine.
The women,
like
the women
of
the country can't have kids. There's a rival race or planet that can. They have like a vaccine for it, but they've been trying to wrangle the human women to like help with the baby making. That's what I'm assuming. So
I don't
wasn't
understand
explained.
why they want the girls.
For the baby making, I think, or to sell off to
They just everything is always like slave.
Yeah, it's like slave stuff.
Could you imagine?
No,
it's always
but
sex trafficking.
But
the answer is always sex trafficking.
But like they're lizards.
And they're not lizards.
Yeah, they have lizard heads.
Yeah.
And could you imagine
the bad guys?
Could you imagine being taken by a fucking lizard and you have to sit there?
Well, we read the lizard one. That lizard book.
I Married a Lizard Man.
Yeah, that one.
Different. Totally different.
Many moons ago.
Okay.
Many moons
well,
ago.
I will say the thing that I liked was that Erin was probably like my most relatable character that I've had, where she likes chilling. She doesn't wear like, and like has some like family shit that she's dealing with. And like I feel her. Like I was like, okay, I like this character. She's cool. And then Jaxar is every alien in every single book.
Just like grumpy and like
every book is the same, Erica. You're killing me with these books. They're all the same. I can't.
So one of the reasons I like alien books is because I feel like all the girls are always different, and the girls because like everyone's gonna react different to like being abducted and taken to an alien planet, and like I feel like that's like the interest to me is like, okay, well, how would like this person?
You say everybody would like to be taken by aliens?
No,
I'm
saying everyone's gonna have a different reaction to that. So
yes.
Even the three of us, we're all gonna like react differently to like what goes on in that.
All depends on the alien, yeah.
It all depends on that, and then the alien guy kind of like adjusts to that, I guess, and like that's the interest for me. Is like the relationships are all very different because of the girl.
But he's like adjusting to that because but he's the one that went and stole them.
He stole them because he's like a mercenary type guy.
So he has this plot because his mother was murdered by that other rival alien race or whatever.
Guys.
So he has a revenge plot. So he's been like a spy for the last year or so, living in like a cave to try to like garner their trust or get their trust so he can double cross them in the end.
Yeah.
Right? So the human women were part of that.
They have no fucking clue what's going on.
Did he know that she was his mate?
Apparently, in the book that we have not read, when he comes across them, I guess they were in the shower, whatever, when he comes to like steal them, that's when they lock eyes and like they feel the mating bond or whatever.
Okay, I take back my note then. My note literally said, one thing I will say is the world being so big, the universe is so big, it makes sense that like your mate might be out there in the universe. But the fact that he showed up to steal her and all of a sudden they're mates is fucking asinine.
Yeah, and the other girl who was also stolen, the other guy that was with them, is also her mate.
Of course.
So like some of that makes sense because it's like basically like not all aliens can mate. Like, you know what I mean? Not all aliens are compatible. So like what they do in a lot of alien novels is it's like exactly what this is, right? Like there's a problem with the population of women for whatever reason. In this book, I think it was like a
virus
that like killed a bunch of them. So there's a deficit of women, and then the human women are close enough in DNA that like they can procreate with them, versus like all the other aliens like can't, right? So like there's like
but they just mate randomly.
A little bit more reason why some of these aliens would be mated to women humans.
That would make more sense to me if like there was something that caused the mating, because to me mate means it's at birth.
So in this world,
okay, maybe
there
that's what
are
I missed.
fates
Yeah, they have
that
the
are
fates.
like taking control of everything. It's in their power.
Got it. I missed that.
So here's what I'm making it make sense in my own head.
okay.
I'm like, oh, the fates see that she's gonna be taken by
Mm,
him. What if they're just concocting their matehood together
That's
because
how
she's going to
love
be
that.
the
Okay.
savior of the women
Thank
of
you.
Luxuria because she gets the vaccine at the end from the big bad and she gives it to the people. So like without her being there and attached to him, and they wouldn't have gotten the
Thank
I
you
think
for
the
explaining
fates are
that.
just gonna like
Thank you.
That's another thing is like a lot of these alien books have some type of different like god.
Yeah.
Or
Which
like
I
some
like
type
this.
of,
I
like
like
that
that.
too. I like
I like
that
the
too.
fates in charge
Yes.
of things. I like that it wasn't like it kind of felt related to like Greek mythology for us.
Like
or
it was like
our
a
history
little
type of thing. So
Yeah.
I enjoyed that part of it. Otherwise, yeah, I missed like those details of like the story building because we kept saying Golden City and I was like, where is it?
Sick fuck.
what part of the planet is it
Yeah,
at?
can
Is
you
it the north,
please? You
south,
have to
east,
explain the
west?
Golden City because they say I should have counted how many times the word Golden City, and the whole time I'm sitting here like they keep going back to California. Are they calling because California
it's
is
just
the
like
Golden
their
City,
main
right?
capital.
It's in what planet? Earth?
Luxuria.
Luxury.
It's
Why
just
are
a
those
fucking
girls
random
there?
planet.
Why are
They
on the
got
planet?
taken before
They got
already.
taken before,
in
and
book
then
one.
they.
But then why are they in the shower chilling, and then they got taken again?
So I think book one must have been Kate's
Oh wait.
book.
Okay. Yes. Let me explain
Help,
this.
Erica.
Book one. All of the girls come to the planet.
Take it at
right?
once.
They get
the Golden
saved.
City.
They get saved to the planet. Like
Oh.
these aliens save them from another alien race that was
Okay.
trying to sex traffic them.
Oh my god, these poor girls.
And the girls are all like, "What the fuck? We want to go back to Earth."
of course,
Yeah.
naturally.
And the main dude, the king or whatever, I don't even know what the fuck his name was, but he's like, "I might be able to do this. I have a crystal that will be enough power to get back." Because they're like
crystals,
so
yeah.
fucking far from Earth.
Right.
Which gave me
Right.
so much Sailor Moon vibes. I don't know why.
So
Okay.
they're not even like close to Earth. Like this is like a huge trip across the quadrants. It is not even like we're so fucking far from Earth.
right.
So once it gets out that like the girls are gonna go back, everyone's really upset. Like the world, the men of this world are like really, really upset because they're like, this is our chance at mates.
Mm.
So like they don't want the girls to go back.
Poor guys.
So pretty much all of these individual books are like kind of like the generals and like random people that they come across that because they sequestered the girls away to like keep them safe. And then people who are kind of like intermittently in their lives for whatever reason, like guards and stuff like that, end up mating with all the girls, right?
That one that gets to go home.
what?
There's one that gets to go home. Which
Oh
I
yeah, at the
appreciated.
end. Yeah.
And they're like, okay, we have this crystal, and one of the guys actually steals the crystal to be like,
Bastard.
nah, y'all aren't going anywhere.
Good old kidnapping.
So that's kind of like where
What do the Mediracs come in? Like, why are they?
So they're
just like they're just like an enemy of the Luxurians.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
They just don't like each other.
Okay, and
They're
then
just in
But they have a
war.
vaccine.
Well, they're the ones who disseminated the virus.
but then where does Jaxar
War
fit?
crimes.
Because Jaxar is supposed to be like
He's
a
the brother
king.
of the
king.
main.
so they're
dude.
part of like the royal line.
Yeah.
yeah, but
And then
when his mother got
left
killed,
them.
he left. He excommunicated
it.
himself.
Got it.
Excommunicated himself. And went to go do that spy thing he was doing.
Okay.
And then he meets her, and he's like, "Oh, but I can't keep her. I must."
And then he feels like he's too like far gone, and like there's all like the brother shit.
can't be
whatever.
saved type of thing. He doesn't deserve it.
Yeah,
Yada,
all
yada.
the brotherly shit too.
Yeah.
It's, like
so yeah.
taking on all the guilt from the deaths, this, that, and the other.
Mhm.
I
thing,
think the
right?
main point of all these books obviously is the romance, which I do want to get to, but I wanted to ask Erica a question first because Erica, you posted a reel probably a couple weeks ago where you were just like, does anybody else like not care for action scenes in
long
in,
fantasy
like, fantasy
scenes?
and stuff? And like I agree, like sometimes it gets to be just a little bit too much, but I wonder, how do you feel about it in books like this? Like, are you invested in some of those?
Yeah.
Because like there is a part where she fights the Kekivir, whatever.
I don't mind it when it's like this, right? Like where it's like, I hate like 10, 15, 20 page scenes. Because I am so fucking lost in like the sauce of like, what is happening? Who's where? Why does this fucking matter? doesn't matter. Like, what is the end of this? Like, who dies? Who doesn't die? Like, I just get lost in the pages.
God, you would hate The Way of Kings. You would hate it.
It's a lot. Like, it is a lot.
It is
and
a lot.
Like,
I agree.
And some of it doesn't fucking matter. That's like and one of my biggest problems with some of the romance books that I read is like sometimes like the characters are talking and I'm like, this doesn't move anything forward. Like like this isn't moving your relationship forward. This isn't moving the plot line forward. This isn't moving like your like characters forward. And any like, what is the point of this other than like funny banter
and
or
filling
like
pages?
Yeah, like what am I doing?
See, I
here?
see that more in these. I feel like I see that more in these romance books than I do.
That is like one of my complaints, though.
Oh, I thought you were saying in fantasy. I got you.
No. I see it
in romance books. She sees it a lot.
Yeah.
I think I see it the most in contemporary romance, where I think like the author's trying to make it like
fill
funny.
Some pages too. Yeah.
Well, no, they're trying to like build like this banter, but like the actual content of the banter, it doesn't move anything forward.
It could be seen as like relationship building, but if you're not doing it correctly, then it's really just two people talking.
It's just two people talking, and then it's like, why am I watching this?
Right.
You know what I mean? And it's the same. To me, it's the same thing as the fight scenes. It's like, well, what is this doing here? Like, this storyline. How is this moving this forward? How is this moving that? Everything needs to move forward, and I don't like when things feel like I'm just reading it to read it.
Right.
Like just for content.
There's a plow going by.
So I do like the fight scene. What did you guys think about the actual writing?
I thought the writing was good.
So this could have been because I had a couple glasses of wine when I first started it, right? And I was doing like the audio and physical at the same time. In the beginning, I couldn't understand it. It felt like the writing was backwards for me. And again, this could be because I was drinking.
Sounds like it was because you were drinking.
But I ended up getting like used to it. Like, there were some ways that she was writing it that felt like she was trying to make it sound more like literary fiction type of thing, like more flowery writing. But then things would be dumbed down again, like normal writing.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah, I might not be able to articulate it well in my head, but it felt like at the beginning, it took me a while to understand what I was like reading.
Yeah,
like deconstruct.
That might be because it was book 8 and we just jumped right in.
Could be that.
That also could have been a thing.
Yeah.
But it felt like it took me a little longer to understand the prose of this one.
I don't think it needed to be as long as it did at all.
No, it definitely felt pretty long.
Yeah.
But I will say I enjoyed towards the end more when the trial comes in. And like, it felt like there were stakes involved.
Yes. I agree.
Whereas in the beginning it was just a lot of
that was the only time I felt emotion. That's the biggest thing with these books. Like I want to feel emotion for characters, and I just was not feeling it throughout the whole book. But when she was like, and I know you hate pregnancies, but when she was like, you know, trying to like save him and like and stuff, I actually felt something when he like realized he was a dad and he was like chained up and he like looked up and I was like, ooh, that one like kind of got me. And I was like, okay. But it took the whole book for me to get there. So. And I think that has a lot to do with starting on book 8. Like, I genuinely think that has a lot to do with my complaints. But I didn't think the writing was bad. She used the word cock a lot, Golden City a lot. But again,
I know Erica likes that they have their own like curse words.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right?
I hate it.
But I hate it. But I got annoyed because like I guess I don't know if it's equivalent to like shit or fuck, but it's like Rax is his like curse word.
Which sounds like rats.
Yeah. And like it just kept saying like Rax. And I'm just like, but you just used the word fuck 2 minutes ago when you're talking about like having sex with her. So like why can't you use both?
I was thinking about that a lot. Like
I think it's like a different word.
It is, but like, it was used so often
that it just
like
you.
Especially if I'm seeing it multiple times on a page. It's like, give me something different. It's just like when we talk about like sex scenes. When they're not written differently every time, especially if there's a lot of them.
Yeah.
It just feels monotonous and it kind of like slows down my reading. But otherwise, I thought it was fun. Again, I like the last 20% more than the rest of it. I think the fight that she has with that guy in the spaceship when they're trying to take her away, and then her getting the vaccine for the people, and then the trial for him because he, betrayed the people or whatever.
I think this is one of the more exciting books in the series. That's why I wanted you guys to read it because I thought it was like the funnest.
Yeah, I figured that's what it was.
But I like her writing because it feels like it feels fantasy, but then it like isn't. Like I always feel like when I'm reading her books, like I'm reading a fantasy and then I like suddenly remember that it's sci-fi. Like it almost feels like fae sometimes.
I can see that.
I can understand that. Yes.
I could definitely see that. The thing that bothers me with these alien books though is the aliens are always just like they're just humans that look like aliens. Like he is a fucking human to me, and the only thing that's different is he says Drax sometimes.
No, he has like
and
different skin color. His skin.
No, that's what I'm saying. They
color.
look different, but they're always very human.
Humanoid?
Like yeah, they know sex, they know all these things, and it's like I just feel like aliens should be.
They go. Is this the series they go to school to pleasure their women?
No, I think that was a different one that we
one
actually
you read and actually talked about.
One thing I will say that I loved is it took him all of like 30 seconds to figure out what a clit was. And she was just like, that spot feels really good. He's like, cool, I'll keep licking that. And it's like, men, take notes. It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Oh, that feels good. Okay.
I find it funny how they go like to warrior school, whatever, and the way they graduate is by piercing their nipples.
Yeah, what the
Love that. Love that.
What?
I love that. Give me something different.
No, it's
Oh
just,
yeah, it's
I don't
different.
know.
It's like here, you did it.
Give me something really different, like an alien different. Like we're in a different universe. They should have grown up like they fucking like I don't know like morph up and then their dick comes out in like 8 different spots or something. Like give me a real alien.
Was like all like bumpy as you said.
That's what they always are.
Lumpy is like the worst descriptor.
Is that not what it is?
She's not wrong.
That's what.
You want to talk?
Sorry, guys. Zena's here and she's.
Is that not what all of these are though? Every alien book, it's like got a lumpy dick. This one had horns. We'll throw horns on him, and that'll make them a little different. I don't know, Erica. They all seem the same.
They are very similar.
Oh,
I'm not saying. I'm not sitting here saying that they're different.
I know it's killing me.
I will say like the scenarios are different, right? Like, and there's different kind of like subsets. So like some of them are kind of more like Ice Planet Barbarian. Some of them are more like where it's like a kind of more like Neanderthal type vibes. Yeah. And then some of them are like warrior bands, which is like more like Dothraki kind of, you know, like living off the land, tents, like that nomad lifestyle. Some of them are very high tech where it's like, you know, they have like different gadgets and like stuff like that. Most of them are warriors in some capacity though. Like I would say that's like a very solid theme. Sometimes it's like space pirates.
Okay.
That's fun.
That is fun.
You know what I mean? There's all different kind of.
I want like Predator alien. I want like.
But that's like not sexy.
It could be.
That is more like sci-fi monster. Yeah. And I have read those.
Okay, give me one of those.
But like that's kind of I married a lizard man.
Yeah, I didn't like that one.
Kinda, but they're still so human.
Not the lizard man.
Not human.
He just looked like a lizard. But he still had human
what else
traits.
Do you want?
I don't know. Give me something fucking crazy, man. Aliens. I feel like if we're on an alien world, it can't resemble humans in any way, shape, or form.
Why not?
I don't know. It's just I need something new.
What if a fucking cloud of smoke?
Yes, actually, give me a fucking luminescent bubble that transforms. Maybe it could transform into like resembling like it's like okay, I transform into resemble a human, but it's like you're a fucking alien.
As the reader,
what are the chances?
I need to think the thing that I'm reading about is hot.
I think we can transform. There you go. Problem solved.
Transform into what?
Whatever you think
a
is
dick?
hot. Yes, a walking dick.
It's just a dick with like 6 abs.
I'm just sick of the same thing. That's all. That's all that it is. It's always the same thing.
That's why you don't.
I guess
Alien.
the lizard man was a little bit different. I'll take like those. You know.
Maybe we'll do one of those next time.
No. We already did.
I'm so good with what we did. We're like
this is great. I think let's pause on the alien porn and we'll come back to that at a different time. Their relationship. Should we talk about their relationship because we haven't even talked about that?
Sure.
A lot of miscommunication in this book. I thought you don't like miscommunication tropes.
I don't mind it. I think miscommunication is the number one. I think that's the most. It's the realest. This drives me.
I actually
crazy.
wrote that down. Is there that much miscommunication in a real relationship? Genuinely,
I think so. And
I can't even imagine.
Bad relationships,
okay,
100%.
But it's like I think about this all the time. I'm like, Mike and I talk about I couldn't
like
imagine
the beginning, but where you're like,
everything.
I don't know if I could bring this up right now. I don't know if I should say this. I don't know if
being
I can
pregnant,
say this.
being like, there's some things where you're just like, these are things like you have to talk.
But like, also you're in a like crazy state of mind because you're like traumatized from being abducted. Like,
I mean, that's
you're
the
not
real problem.
You're not acting in rational thought. You're like in fight or flight all of the time. Like,
I still just like, I don't know.
I think it is like, I think the miscommunication trope is the most realistic one. I hate that when an entire plot hinges upon that, like one singular line could fix everything, right? Like, I don't like that. But the plot of this book has nothing to do with their relationship. Really. The plot of this book is like the vaccine and like blah, blah, blah. Like, it's like
the
bigger
point though is them being together. I mean, the point of all the Alien books is the romance.
Yeah, if
you took that out of
part of it, but there's still an underlying plot here.
Yeah.
Oh no, of course. But if you took that out of it, I guarantee so many more people would not be interested in this book.
Yeah, of course.
I still think that's like the main premise.
Yeah.
And what makes you feel
But
anything.
they had other issues other than miscommunication.
Yeah, I mean, they had a lot of issues. He literally abducted her, and that's a problem.
So there's there's a lot more going on than just like that's.
It's just by the time they had fallen in love,
single-threaded like miscommunication.
Yeah, I just like by the time they fallen in love, you would think like, all right, let's let it all out right now. They would like be talking, and there were so many points where I was like, just tell him, just say the thing, and then he would talk about like, just say it. No, just say it. You're fucking dragging this shit on. You could just say it right now. And then that would be it. And everything would have been solved. But of course, that doesn't make for a good story. So I get it.
It's like you just answered your own question.
I get it. I know. No, but at the same time, that book could have been like 150 pages shorter. And I would have been happy.
Probably. And I bet you if it wasn't the last book in a series, maybe it would have.
It was the last book in the series?
I think so, yeah.
How? You gave us the last book?
It was the last book in the series?
I think so.
You're joking.
You're joking. When did these books come out?
Hold on. Warriors of Luxuria.
I haven't even rated this yet.
I didn't want it to
I feel like I can't. I haven't read the whole series.
It was!
Yeah.
Oh, that's why that girl left in the end. And they were looking out over the Golden City. I would love the world building, because I think it is cool.
That just changes everything.
Why?
No wonder we don't know anything, because we're supposed to read 7 other books
I've been saying that since the beginning of this episode. It makes no sense. And now you're in alignment with this? What the fuck? Yeah, Maria. It's fucked up.
I wanted you to read book 1, but I was like, book 1's the worst book.
So you gave us the last one.
So I gave you the last one. And I was like, you'll figure it out.
I didn't.
I mean, I did. Context clues were there.
For the most part, but we're missing so much.
I was like, I just won't understand that. It's fine.
I did that too.
I just won't know what that is.
I'm actually glad you guys did this because, like, this is what I do.
Because you're a fucking.
This is what I do.
You're like a sadist or
but
whatever.
You know what I mean? Like, I will read a book and I will just pick up the context.
Because she's
we
a special
don't like
snowflake.
that.
Or the parts.
We don't want anything to do with that.
She's a special snowflake and she knows context clues.
But it's exactly what you said. Like, the parts that you don't get, you're like, all right, I'm just not going to get that right now.
Yeah, I'm just not going to care.
Yeah, Erica,
That's exactly
No, you're right. You're right.
And
that's exactly it.
But that's the problem that we're telling you. Like, that's not
that I need to care more?
I think it's a choice.
Is that a fun way for you to read books?
She's having a blast.
If you like it, then it's fine. But I hated it.
You didn't know until yesterday.
I can't be a part of that. I know, and it honestly solved. I would have went into this like so angry. My opinion probably would have been like, Erica, what fucking book? This book sucks. I don't know why you like it.
That's how you came into this.
And then you guys were like, it's book 8.
Like guns blazing, just like, this is the worst shit ever. And I was like, well, it's book 8.
I would have lost
it's the finale of an entire series.
It's a good thing that Maria like told me, because I was like, wow, I'm taking everything with a grain of salt, and it got so much better after that. So
You're so welcome.
I kind of like, part of me wants to know more. Like, I liked the world building. I thought it was cool. I just couldn't picture
you have
it
7
as
books to go
much
back
as
and find
I
out.
wanted to.
I had to find a book that wasn't like.
I didn't understand his little base.
It was
like,
a little hard because like some of the books I'm reading are like they're so sex heavy, or like they're so romance heavy, or they're so like, you know what I mean? Like the world sucks. Like I was trying to find one that like the story was there.
Sure. I just didn't know what the story was. That's the problem.
So you know how like we're talking about like making it believable and sort of grounding it in some sort of reality for the reader. All I kept thinking about was, does time what's the word in
Span?
Not time span.
Oh.
But you know when you travel in
span.
space like Interstellar?
Oh, yeah.
Years and years are passing.
Yeah.
How is this woman getting back to her kids? They're probably like
That's true.
Yeah,
dead by then.
I don't know the like, and I don't think you're meant to.
You're meant to just forget science.
What do they call it though?
Well,
They call
like
there's a span. No. In the book, what do they call like a day? They don't say
a span. They say span.
Is it a span?
Mm-hmm. Or rotations is a year.
Oh. Because it was like, I haven't seen her since 5 spans. And I was like, 5 spans? That's got to be so long. It was like 5 days.
Yeah.
I was like, oh, they call a day a span? So if a day is a span, think about it. Like here we use span as like lifespan.
Yeah.
Like that's a long amount of time. So if a day for them is a span, maybe that means like it's like 100 years
That's what I'm saying. Like you don't, I don't think you're supposed to know what's going back on in Earth.
That's too deep. That's too deep.
I know, but I went there.
Yeah.
My first thought was like, are you going to make it back in time? Is this going to be a Matthew McConaughey Interstellar moment where we're all going to cry for you because you're not going to make it back?
We wish.
I don't even want to know about that girl. I can't
believe it ends with a pregnancy, bro. What the fuck? Maria, how
Why are you
feel
surprised?
But like the whole
Why are you
series
surprised?
That's the whole point of the series. Is
The
that
whole
these
point of
girls-
I
everything.
forgot. I just didn't know that going into it. I'm sorry. I didn't know. Maybe
We should have read the first one.
Fuck you. Fuck
No,
you,
but
Erica.
yeah, I knew from the jump. I was like, oh, she's going to get pregnant.
Okay, as long as you knew.
We're going to save the race of the luxurians with more babies.
There's another book with Zoey that like is my favorite. I think it's probably top 3 favorite book of all time. And I think
Why didn't we read that one?
I think it's a better book, and I think it's
Why didn't we read that
because
one?
I don't think I could have stood like you guys shitting on it.
Okay, that's
Everybody
fair.
else deals with us doing that.
I know, and I protected it.
Oh, that's fair.
What is it?
But I try to be a little bit more.
No,
if
no,
I know like
I
you
wanna
love
know
it,
the
I do
title.
try to be more lenient.
No,
But
I want the title.
Yeah, give the title.
Craving in his blood.
So, Craving in His Blood is like
I'm looking it up.
Ooh.
it's kind of like an alien vampire, so he drinks
Ooh.
blood.
This is a cool cover.
And
It's got good ratings.
it does, and it's like the first one is like his twin, and it's kind of
Always a twin.
well, you know,
Just because you're married to a twin, it's because you notice more twins.
No, there's been a lot of twins that I've been reading
it's
lately.
it's like very heavy on the romance, but it's very like I think like the lore of the world and like the Kai lore are cool. So,
That's fun.
but
We should have read this one.
I
should've
I didn't want you to.
Mm.
I didn't fucking want you to.
I mean, if you went in being like, this is one of my favorite books of all time, I would have been very like lenient and like found
I don't know
ways.
if I could have. I don't know if I could have.
That's fair though. I
No.
mean, I didn't I genuinely though. At the end of the day, did not hate this alien book. I just am missing a lot of context, and that's all that it comes down to.
I'm glad.
I
Yeah.
think for me, it's just I've just been in a weird
I think the
headspace the
writing's
last
good.
couple months, so I haven't been reading. Like my books
The
just
way
haven't
that
like
you
been
want
hitting
to.
like I
Yeah.
want them
That's
to.
fair. I mean, I did write at the top. I was like, oh, this is our first, not first, but this is a good example. This is an example of the writing is fine, but I don't care about the story. So it's like, I liked the writing. It was just the story I didn't get. And I didn't, like, I wasn't attached to the characters. Maybe I would have been if I read
Maybe.
the 7 before it. So.
Maybe.
Mm.
I don't know.
Was Jaxer in all of them?
He was like mentioned in all of them just as
Yeah.
like the rogue brother, but like they,
See, that's so fun. That
know.
like builds something about him. Like that's what we were missing. I'm like, oh,
You're
I wanna
not
know
gonna
more.
read 7
no,
books.
I'm
You're
not.
not
but
reading
but I'm just
7
saying,
books.
like that makes sense to me. That like people are going into this,
and
book
I think you
being
would have
like,
hated the first book. So I was like, I
I don't know, but just the
couldn't.
thought of like, ooh, tell me more about that road. Like, you know what I mean? There's more like anticipation. So when you finally get that story, you're like fully invested in this character, and you're like, oh, let's go.
And then on top of that, like some of the girls would have pissed you off.
Mm,
Oh yeah, of course.
that's normal.
So
They're
There's
all
that
so
too.
annoying. I'm sure.
Okay.
yeah,
How
I
come-
mean, you're like think about how many women on Earth you don't fucking like.
there's really not that many.
Not that many at all, really.
What do you mean?
I also don't have that many like women that
Like
I know.
rogue people, you're just like I don't fucking like this bitch.
No.
Bullshit.
More men for me
Yeah,
in that sense.
definitely.
I mean,
I
all
can't
men
really think of
suck.
any, to be honest with you.
Not all men.
I can maybe think of one. I mean, maybe think
All
of
men
one
suck.
woman that I'd be like, that person I probably wouldn't wanna
I
hang
know
out.
there's one person that we all don't like.
Oh, true.
Yeah.
Actually, I could name probably 3 or 4, to be honest.
You
But
know
that's
what it
like
is?
people
but
who
that,
are
see,
terrible
but those kind of
people.
people, I don't think about them.
That's true.
I know, but they exist, and they could exist in a fucking alien romance where they get abducted.
Those are just bad people, though.
All right. Anyway.
Okay, well, that's so Zoey Draven. Would you say is your favorite author of all time?
No, isn't it the other lady?
Is Cressley Cole?
Cressley Cole.
I'm on Cressley Cole's ARC team. It's the only ARC team I'm actually on. And it's just funny.
How many of you are there? Do you think? How many of you
on the ARC team?
Yeah.
Probably like 30 or 40
That's
people.
so cool. Any new books coming out?
Yeah, she was supposed to release one last month and she pushed it back to like March 1st, I think. So
around the corner.
Man, they must be just like at their computer writing all day. Like I can't imagine just.
They must. I mean, it has to be a full-time job in the sense that like you write you get on your computer and you work 8 hours.
Your brain must be so tough. Like we're creatives. We all work in the creative field. At the end of the day, I just want to like collapse. But but I'm not making up worlds. Like I'm using stuff that already exists.
That's what's so crazy.
Yeah.
Like, I mean, not to get down like a Cressley Cole like hole, but like people like yes, her books are super smutty. The sex is like not for everyone because it is like very detailed in a way that some people don't really like, and like it's
hard
intense.
to do, man. It's hard to write.
Some of there's like dubcon in some of her books, like you know what I mean. Like there's a lot in her stories, but her world building and her lore is unreal.
That's so
like
cool.
It is so deep. It is so cool. There's so many different types of like demons and like what they do and what they can't do. Like it's so fucking cool.
I love that stuff.
And like there's one person that kind of like has been playing God with all of the matings.
I love that.
And she's fucking a wackadoodle. Like doesn't make sense. She says weird shit all the time. Nothing makes sense.
That's funny.
And she has like a bat called Bertil, and he like fucks with people. Like it's just.
Why are you selling this for me right now? I'm like I'm really into the idea of
I love
it.
bats.
Feels very Buffy.
Maybe we should do a Cressley Cole book. Have we done one?
I don't know if she's gonna let us touch it.
Did we do a Hunger?
No, didn't we do Nalini Singh?
I don't think we've done any.
Yeah, we did Nalini Singh, but did we do Hunger like no other?
I don't think so.
Did we?
Oh no, we did we did remember the one where
the guy and then there's trials, the tournament.
The tournament.
Yeah, I remember that one. We liked it. I just can't remember the name of it right now.
I
don't know. They all fucking blend together for me. So
yeah. Well, maybe we'll do one in the future.
Pregnancy or not pregnancy brain, mom brain.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's end it there. Any other things quickly that you want to say about any of those?
I think my big thing is like if you are looking to get into science, like sci-fi romance, if you want to read a good alien book, always DM me. I'm always happy to give recommendations. Yeah, dig girl. Zoe's just Zoe. Zena's digging on the couch. And I'm always happy to give recommendations. Just give me like an inch of what you're looking for, and I can point you in the right direction.
She's read 11 of her books.
I do it all the time for people that sometimes people will ask me some real weird shit, but
but you
I
got
really
one.
do. I do my best.
I wish I could do that. If you ask me to like, give you a recommendation, I'm like, everything's like,
yeah.
I have no retention of memory anymore.
Same. All right.
I'm not even a mom. Is that crazy?
We have no
Well, I
excuse.
am a mom, a dog mom.
That's right. All right. Thanks for being here. If you want to follow us on Instagram, just look up books_n_Betches, BETCHES. Go subscribe to our YouTube.
YouTube.
And thank you for being here. We'll catch you in the next one. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.